morning, Spiritual Life Center. Come on in.
Yeah, come on.
Your soul is welcome here. You are in the right place at the right time, and we're going to sing about that.
That's right. Good morning, everybody. So good to see your beautiful faces this morning. Let's all sing our group song together. Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In my soul. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome here. Come on, put your hands up. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Our souls are welcome here. Good morning. Good morning, Patty. Here. Yeah, we're supposed to be like doing this
Here.
thing. Okay.
Good morning, Reverend Deborah. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's settle in. We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know that there is no space that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us, online or in person, we especially welcome you, because we know no one is here by accident. We are all here by divine appointment. And we would really appreciate it if you would silence your electronic devices, and please no flash photography during the service.
So let's take a moment to center ourselves and turn within and allow all of that stuff that's going on in the outside world to drop away for this hour and a half so that we can center, focus, become aware of who we really are, renew ourselves and our minds so that when we do have to go back out into that world, we are prepared, we are strong, we know who and what we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. Because we know that there is only one power, one presence in this world, in this universe, and that is God the good, God the ever-present. And that is the dynamic that is working in and through each one of us, the energy, the love, the power, the presence of God, the source, the force, whatever you call it, because we know that we are not alone and that when we stand in our power, we can do anything. And when we stand in our power, we can affect the energies around us. And the more that we send out our love and our peace and our joy, the more it will spread. And that is why we are here, for peace and joy and love. And so it is. We have a very special mission here at Spiritual. It's a very important mission here at Spiritual Life Center, and we say this together each week: to transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission through the practice of the 5 unity principles. And we say these together each week as well to help embody them and help us learn to use them out in that world. So let us say these together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. I hear that Reverend James's class was very well attended last week.
It was a very well attended class. It was wonderful. He's doing these 4 classes. It's called Keys to Healing, Well-Being, and your personal exploration.
Evolution.
Evolution. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses. It's a series of 4 classes for our Wow Wednesday. Last week was fabulous, and you don't have to go to all of them. So just when you can make it, it's nice if you can go to all of them, because he's a wonderful teacher, a wonderful speaker, and that will be Wednesday, the next 3 Wednesdays. This Wednesday, excuse me just a moment. The community meal is at 6, and we hope to see you there for that. And the class is an hour and a half this time instead of an hour. So the service will be from 7 to 8:30. So I hope to see you there.
And we have the quantum living training that is kind of the way we learn to talk to each other here, and also work on ourselves and understand why we're thinking what we're thinking, and why we're feeling what we're feeling, and how to work with that in a more constructive and positive way. So the quantum living training, and we have had a request for this class to be all in person. It will be 6 weeks. It starts Tuesday, July 23rd from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., goes all the way through August 27th. Elaine Laroa is our quantum living coach, and you can sign up for this class online or with the lovely Patty at the hub.
And now we have a board update by Sally Sion, a new Board of Trustees member person.
Yeah, I'm Sally Sion, if you don't know who I am. And I'm on the board again. Okay, so I want to tell you about a bunch of things. First of all, I want to tell you we have 4 bags of glasses in the other room if you need a pair. Okay, that's the community action team, and they're collecting them to give to the Lions Club to send overseas. But we'll make an exception for Patty. Okay, okay. So bring your prescription glasses, okay? You've got a couple more weeks to do that. So the old ones that are in the drawer, you're supposed to bring them on in here, and we'll actually put them to good use. We'll give a pair to Patty, and we'll send the rest to Namibia, okay? The July board meeting of the new board that you guys elected, we had our election, and Josie Johnson, thank you, God, is going to remain as the president. So I hope when you see her that you'll give her your support and kudos, because what a big job, and she's carrying on for us. Thank you, thank you. Reverend Janae Marth is going to be the vice president this year. Linda Polly is agreed to be our secretary. She's one of our new board members, and Carol Mercer continues as our treasurer, so that's good. She's the numbers lady, so that's very good. Okay, now there's lots of ways to transform your life here at Spiritual Life Center. That's our whole mission. That's what, that's why we're here together, is so that people can heal their personal junk, okay? So membership, if you want to become a member, you not only are going to be transforming your life and becoming happier, actually, because we're going to require that you are going to transform your life, whether you like it or not, okay? And we'll teach you the special handshake and everything if you become a member. So if you are just have been here a week or two, or you've been here for 22 years or whatever, but you're not actually a member, and you just have questions about what that process is and why that might help in your own personal spiritual growth, James and I will be doing the class, the group next week to answer your questions. It's after this later service. Starts at 1 o'clock. You can either do it online or in person. So if you're interested in membership, come in, ask questions, talk with us. If you decide at the end of the meeting you don't want to be a member, it's okay. We won't block you from attending anymore. But just come and find out about it and see if it's what you want to do to make that commitment at this point. I want to thank all of you because those who were attending our events that have been offered this year were meeting or exceeding our goal in terms of the income that we're getting from the different events, and we need that to fill a hole in our budget. And but we're still lagging in supplemental income, and so you're going to hear later in this service about one of the new things that the Thrive Committee has come up to help us with that gap in our income. So it's an exciting, this is coming attractions for what you're going to hear right after my announcement. So just wait on the edge of your chair, okay? Now, I know that there is some concern and there's attention and there's talk about James's beautiful letter that he sent out to all the congregants about the fact that he's retiring, okay? So I want to let you know that the board is very active and involved in making sure that we have a process and that we, in a very prayerful but business-like manner, have procedures for replacing our senior minister. So we have been working on studying some of those procedures. Unity Worldwide in Missouri has a whole bunch of information because while it's new or unusual for us to fill a ministerial position, they do it all the time. And so they have a whole unit of people and all kinds of information to help us with our contract and all of the things that we need to do in order to meet our obligation to replace James in a timely manner. So we're going to be working on the contract that we can offer for a new person so that can go out on the World Wide Web through Unity. We also are going to be appointing a search committee that's going to work diligently to consider the proposals that come in from ministers. That search committee is going to have congregants as well as board members. So we're working diligently, we're hard at work. I personally have some angst and concern about this, although we're supposed to stay positive and be, and know that all is perfect and right. But I know that on one level, but I also am going to acknowledge the fact that I have some anxiety and angst about it. So if anybody, there might be one or two people also that are in that position. That's okay. It's okay. It's all right because we know that we can fall back into the arms of Spirit. It's already done. It's already done. So, thank you. Yes, amen. It is. Yeah. So, we are going to have optimism and move forward. If you have criticism and complaints, don't come to me, okay? Don't come to me. If you have angst, go into prayer because it's just showing me my place where I have fear that I need to have healing and I need to work on myself. And so I hope and know that all of you are going to be doing your own prayer work so that you can love and support all of the people that will be involved in this huge job of replacing our senior minister. So I love you and bless you and know that we have your support. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
We now announce the Hawaiian Vacation Raffle. It starts today. You can buy your tickets. It's 6 days and 5 nights at the Waikiki Resort Marina. There's airfare for twos. It's $1,000 cash. You can choose your own travel dates. We're limiting to 110 tickets. And the tickets have to be purchased either in person here or by phone. We cannot sell them over the internet. And the drawing will happen here at SLC once all the tickets are sold. So the tickets, we've already sold some, I'm sure. And so get your tickets soon because they will go fast. They're $100 a piece. And so this is one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. And wow, you get to go to Hawaii. So go flood the hub after the service. Flood the hub. That's a good term. So yeah. Anyway, we're very excited, and we thank you, the members of the Thrive team, for introducing this particular fundraiser. We're really excited about it.
Okay. And remember, there's lots of ways to foster transformation in our lives. Here at SLC, we offer weekly small groups and other offerings. If you want to know what's happening here, besides what we've already said today, there's lots of stuff out on the bulletin board. If you're in person, you can go to the hub to sign up for an event. And of course, everything and anything you'd want to know about SLC is on our website. So I hope to see you out in the hub today.
And of course, we come together here for spiritual reasons, to expand our spiritual consciousness. And part of that is the way we connect with each other, connecting with God and each other. And so now I invite you to stand and connect with each other in the way that you are most comfortable.
Please stay standing and join us in singing our group song, Faith in Action song by Paula Mandella, The Middle of Nowhere. I am right here in the middle of nowhere, greeting every moment with an open heart, certain of nothing and embracing it all. With love and compassion, I make a start. I am right here in the middle of nowhere, greeting every moment with an open mind, watching thoughts rise and passing away, freeing my soul from the storyline. I am right here in the middle of nowhere, greeting every moment with open arms, doing all I can to shine some light in my world. Caring and kindness will do no harm. Like sunlight dances on water, like a tree bends in the breeze, I live my life beautifully, bringing joy and peace. Like sunlight dances on water, like like a tree bends in the breeze. I give my life beautifully. Bringing joy and
Thank you. Please be seated. Now, as we settle in for the contemplative portion of our service, we will begin by speaking aloud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And we're going to sing this beautiful chant. God is here. God is now.
God is here, God is now, God is all. God is the light within my heart. So I see and I feel and I know all is perfect and right in my world. God is here, God is now, God is all. God is the life within my heart. So I see and I feel and I know all is perfect and right in my world. God is here, God is now, God is all. God is the life within my heart. So I see and I feel and I know all is perfect and right. All is perfect and right. All is perfect and right in my world.
God is here. God is now. All is perfect in my world. Allow the energy of these words to fill and surround your body, to fill your heart. God is here. God is now. Prepare for meditation in a manner that is comfortable for you. I close my eyes and prefer sitting straight with the spine strong and the heart soft. I find it important to have the two polarities, the strength and the softness, side by side. It is a reminder on how we might move through this life, strong yet soft. Take in a cleansing breath and let it out with a sigh. That's it. Continue to breathe naturally. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. God is here. God is now. In breath, out breath. Placing your hands on your heart, continue breathing, remembering the home that is carrying us. We climb down from the mind into the body this way, simply by remembering that we are being breathed. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. In-breath, out-breath. I am here in this body, and I am home. I am here in this body, and I am home. In this moment, agree to be with yourself, out of the head, immersed into your life. Breathe into your inner universe of your body, and let everything else fade away until you find your unaffected heart and presence. If you haven't done so already, you can gently rest your hands, placing them on your lap or knees or whatever is comfortable, or keep them on your heart. The choice is yours. In breath, out breath. Gently say these words to yourself. I hear you. I feel you. I love you. I am right here in this body, and I am home, where all is perfect, all is right. I have arrived. I am home in the silence. Slowly return to the present moment and become aware of your surroundings. Open your eyes whenever you are ready. Let's take a deep inhale and let it out with a sigh. One more time, inhaling and out with a sigh. I know this practice as the sigh of grace, which brings me back to my body. It reminds me that I am here, I am home, and that I have arrived. Sometimes a practice such as this can crack us open just a little bit, and things bubble up. Thoughts, feelings, memories, it can be raw. But it's okay. We can be kind to ourselves because we are home and all is perfect.
another day has almost come and gone. Can't imagine what else could go wrong. Sometimes I'd like to hide away somewhere and lock the door. A single battle lost, but not the war. 'Cause tomorrow's another day, and I'm thirsty anyway. So bring on the rain. It's almost like the hard times circle round. A couple drops and they all started coming down. Yeah, I might feel defeated and I might hang my head. I might be barely breathing, but I'm not dead, no. 'Cause tomorrow's another day, and I'm thirsty anyway. So bring on the rain. No, I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm not gonna cry, and I'm not gonna lose any sleep tonight. 'Cause tomorrow's another day, and I am not afraid. So bring on the rain. Tomorrow's another day, and I'm thirsty anyway. So bring on the rain. Bring on the rain. No, I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm not gonna cry. So bring on the rain. Bring on the rain. Bring on the rain. Bring on the rain. Bring
I hope everybody could find their Kleenex. Thank you. Thank you so much. So think about these songs that we have today. We have the song about all is perfect and right, God is in my life. We've got Bring on the Rain, which just puts it right in the middle of nowhere. But that gives us something interesting to talk about, you know, especially we have a lot of turmoil in our world right now. And somehow my choosing this topic turned out to be perfect and right. So if I were to walk up to you after this service, I won't ask you in here, and ask you if all is perfect and right in the world, how many of you would be able to say yes? A few, and a few not. Which is why, of course, we have this lesson. And you might wonder, with all that hullabaloo going on in the world, which trickles down into our personal lives, how we can even start to think about perfection in our lives. And so, of course, I always go back to looking at what the words mean. It says, what do we mean by perfect? Well, Charles Fillmore defines perfection as, get ready for this, a state of consciousness completely free of any shadow of negation. Good luck with that one. And then he also says, we attain divine perfection through spiritual aspiration by never ceasing to erase false thoughts, but affirming truth as a law of our being. Now, I want to say false thoughts, those are the thoughts that get in our way. They're not wrong, okay? It's not wrong. They're erroneous because they do not align us with the truth of our being. And I'm always reminding myself and other people that when the New Thought pioneers were teaching and writing, much of our language had different meaning back then. These teachers did not live in a culture of outward physical perfection. Now, I'm sure that they had a culture of comparison because that's pretty much human nature. But they didn't live in a world that screamed at them day and night about how they should look and what they should wear and who they should be. They didn't have that. And we think that perfection means making no mistakes. A perfect painting should have no wayward brushstrokes. A perfect performance of a song would not have a missed note. A perfect day has no challenges. And I can go on, but you all know exactly what I'm talking about, how we get hooked into this perfection thing. How often do you or someone you know apologize for something that's just a barely perceived error? I didn't call, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your text soon enough. Oh, I'm sorry. I know people just say, I'm sorry all the time. That's not what we're here for. I spent several years as a software instruction back when PCs were new. So we're talking the early 1990s. And everybody needed to learn Windows, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and a couple of database programs. And yes, I actually taught a class in Windows. This is a window. You point at it, you drag it, you make it big like this, you make it smaller. It was a 4-hour class. And then we also got into Word and PowerPoint. Of course, obviously, those programs have they advanced. They've been upgraded a lot since then. But my students were all adults, and many of them were well into their 50s because the first place I taught was out at McClellan not long after they announced that they were going to close it, McClellan Air Force Base. So these people were not only faced with possibly losing their government jobs, but with having to learn something completely new so that they could do their jobs where they were. And yeah, those skills were probably going to, serve them later. But this was completely new stuff to them. And I lost count of the number of people who came in and sat down and apologized for not knowing what to do with a mouse. They'd never worked with them. Why would they know? And that's what I would tell them. And they would apologize for not understanding the software. And I always said the same thing. It's okay. How would you know how to do this? You've never even touched this before. And they would kind of look at me. They'd never tried to work in a computer program before. It's okay, but people, especially adults, think we're supposed to know how to do stuff. And we're supposed to know about it before we've ever learned how to do it. And a lot of this comes from our schooling. In my school, they started teaching cursive in 3rd grade. And during the summer between 2nd and 3rd grade, I was telling an older kid how excited I was because I got to learn cursive because, word kid here, word geek here. I was so excited I was going to get to learn cursive. And this kid said to me, well, they don't let you into 3rd grade unless you can already write cursive. Bam, down I went. From that day, I carried the subconscious idea that I should know the material for a class before I even took it. I was too young to sort that out, right? And I wasn't a good student in the first place because I was just bored. And then this idea of this perfection of needing to already know something before I went into class exacerbated the whole situation. And it was when I became a trainer working with adults that I realized what I had been doing to myself. I mean, if you're already supposed to know something, but you don't know, why would you even try? And I see this a lot now still with people with computers because they're afraid they're going to break it or they don't know it, and so they just want to deal with it. But my years as a trainer helped me heal that perfection idea, and when I went back to school in my 50s, I did well. I really enjoyed it because I was able to learn, allow myself to be open and learn, and I had an absolute blast. It's some of the 2 best years of my life. And whenever we take a new idea to Reverend James, unless it's totally screwy, and usually we get rid of those first, he'll say, it's an experiment. Everything's an experiment. That's the way he approaches things. And it gives us permission to try something and be okay if it doesn't come out the way we hoped. And then, of course, when it does, that's even better. And the thing is no matter how it turns out, it's still perfect because it's complete and whole. Now, you might think that I'm talking about spiritual bypass here, but I'm not. This horrible thing just happened, but it's okay because there's a reason for it, and there's a reason for everything, and it's fine, and nope, that's not what I'm talking about. It's not pretending that everything is fine when you want to scream your brains out. Scream your brains out, put them back in, and move on. Seeing your life and events as perfect and right is something that we can cultivate by learning to look for the lessons or the good. And that can happen even when we are seriously uncomfortable. So I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, so on July 1st, my husband left the house around 6:30 in the morning to go see a doctor appointment in Woodland. I didn't see him because my personal clock does not have a 6:30 a.m. But he came home about 9:45 and he could barely walk. He was exhausted and he was making no sense. He couldn't make words. It came clear to me. He understood what I was saying to him, but he couldn't make sentences, and I was pretty darn sure he was either having or had had a stroke. So even though he couldn't talk very much, he could say no every time I said, I'm calling 911. And so we stood there and we argued for a little bit, and I thought, this is really stupid. So I just looked at him, and he was standing up. And I said, I don't care if you hate me for the rest of my life, I'm calling 911. And he just sat down. So I called, and of course, I had the conversation with the dispatcher. Can he raise his arms? Yes. Can he smile? Yes. Can he talk? No. And they were there. I swear they just materialized. They came in that house, and I've never seen EMTs get someone into an ambulance so fast in my life. Then they said it'll probably be an hour before they'll let you see him, and so I did a couple of things, and I was getting ready to leave, and they called me, and they said, there is this shot that we can give him to dissolve the blood clot, and we think he understands what we're telling him, but we need to make sure. And I said, absolutely. And so they gave him that shot. And by the time I got there, I could tell it was already working because he could make some sentences. And by mid-afternoon, he was actually able to express himself. He was actually making sentences again. But this is a story of perfect and right, okay? So after Jim could speak, he told us the whole story because he remembered what was going on for him. So he had left the house early because he didn't want to have to deal with traffic. And his appointment, was probably at 8:30 or something. Anyway, he went to Denny's and got breakfast before the appointment. And then he said something happened. And he said he left a tip, but he forgot to pay. And they followed him out, and of course he took care of it. And then he said he couldn't figure out how to start the car. Somehow he figured out how to start the car. He got himself to the doctor's appointment. He ended up getting himself to that Costco out there and getting gas. He said, but then he started to drive to Davis. But somehow, he said, I knew I had to get home. And he said, I didn't know how to get home, but I just followed the roads. And he got himself home. And he walked in, and then, then I called 911. Later, I learned, on top of all of this, that, I found out that there was a critical 4-hour window for treating strokes. All of that happened within that 4 hours. I didn't like what was going on, but this was perfect and right. All of that happened. I don't know, and I called the doctor's office out in Woodland, and I said, what was he like? And they said, well, he kind of asked a couple of weird questions, because we were trying to find a time frame because he couldn't tell us. And I said, they didn't even notice. He said, I wasn't as bad then. So it all happened within that 4-hour period. And then we also learned later that the hospital that we requested that he be taken to is a top-notch stroke treatment center, and we didn't know about it. We go there because we avoid traffic and paying for parking. And we like it, but we didn't know, but that's what they are specialists out there. But there's another reason I call this perfect and right. For several months, I've been watching him decline. He's been exhausted, he's been foggy in the brain, and it was also subtle. I couldn't, call up a doctor and say, what's going on? And I thought maybe we were dealing with some form of dementia. Now we know that his carotid artery on the left side was blocked. Circulation was not optimal. That was remedied because, the blood clot completely dissolved. He came home after 4 days, and then he went back and had the little surgery that did this. I didn't, and I am looking and talking to a completely different person that I've been talking to for like the last 2 months. His mind is clearing. He's still very tired, but hey, give him a few days. And he remembers things. He's just a completely different person. At some point in the hospital, like the second day after the stroke, he looked at me and I saw a smile from him that I hadn't seen in weeks. So something was going on. I knew something was going to happen, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And so, perfect and right, the other shoe finally dropped. I mean, honestly, I did not exactly enjoy the last 2 weeks. It was an exhausting time, and a lot of you know exactly what that's like when you're dealing with this kind of thing. But I had a choice. I could fall deep into drama and consternation, or I could rely on not just my faith, but my knowledge that we live in an orderly universe. There are immutable laws or energies underlying everything. And I knew that there was nothing I could change in the outside. I couldn't go back and stop Jim from going to Woodland or from having a stroke. But I could go within and connect with the stillness to gather strength and courage to face this challenge. Now, this story I'm telling, we call that a happy ending. This drama ended, I hope, and we get to move on with our lives. Events come along and completely change everything, whether it's someone who dies or has a major health challenge or finances disappear or whatever it is that comes along in a moment, everything changes. And we don't like it. We don't like it one bit. And guess what? We don't have to like it. In fact, not liking a circumstances could be one of our greatest gifts. I have learned so much through this whole process. Not only have I acquired all kinds of medical understanding, but I've learned my own capacity for coping and then melting down. And yes, I've done lots of meltdowns. I learned how much other people care about me and my well-being, and by association, my husband. I learned that it's okay to not have a clue what you are doing and just put one foot in front of the other. And I kind of thought I knew what that was about, but it was really only an intellectual understanding. And Jim has learned a lot too, and so have I, as far as the medical little tidbits that no one tells you until you're like in the middle of it. And so I share those things with people, and they say, that's really good to know. Thank you for sharing. Because there's so much they don't tell you. This adventure is perfect and right because it brought us to exactly where we need to be right now. Now, at the risk of being a bit repetitive, 2 weeks ago, I talked about the Beatitudes. And the one that I want to repeat this one that I talked about then. And it was, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. And this is what I said about it back then, 2 weeks ago. Am I asked to be miserable? Will being miserable make God like me better? Do I really have to die to get to heaven before I can be happy? You know, this refers to the gifts that come to us as we work through the challenges in our lives. Challenges bring opportunity for change and for growth. It's not fun to go through a divorce or an illness or have a loved one die, but losing a job, leaving a house that you love, anything that happens that you don't want and throws you off your path can bring bountiful gifts in your life. We humans need a reason to change and to grow. It's just so easy for us to become complacent. And life would be so boring without these opportunities because, you know, we humans usually need a swift kick in the kneecaps to get us moving. And then we look back maybe a few weeks, maybe a few years later and discover all the gifts or comfort that come from this particular challenge. And some challenges keep on giving for years, and I mean that in a good way. So I changed that beatitude to just say, blessed are those who mourn or struggle, for they may come to experience God's presence in their life. You know, I don't often request special songs for my talks. Every once in a while, something will, you know, come along, and the Bring on the Rain obviously was one of those. And Paula always tries to accommodate. But when I sent it to her, you know, I said, I'm pretty sure this probably isn't right for us because it kind of feels negative in a way and not positive. And Paula kind of agreed. She said, but I get where you're going. And I said, okay. And then she wrote back and she said, I found another song to balance it out. And so we got to do Bring on the Rain. But from the very first time I heard that line, Bring on the Rain, I'm thirsty anyway, I thought, what a strong person to stand in the rain and say, bring it on. Just bring it on. See, we can't stop the world from happening as much as we would like to. But in its very own way, it is a very orderly world. My go-to power is divine order. I learned it early on, and it serves me well because it reminds me that there is an order underlying everything that I cannot see or change. It helps me release my willfulness, my desire to have everything my way. And when I proclaim divine order, I am letting go of my preconceptions and trusting that the underlying truth will prevail. I give myself permission to stop trying to control everything and give it up to God, the force, the source, whatever you call this energy. Perfect and right isn't only about sunshine and roses or being happy all the time and never having challenges. Perfect and right is being connected, conscious, involved with your inner self, your true self. Perfect and right is faith. You might call it trust or reliance. Perfect and right is strength, holding fast in times of challenge. Perfect and right is love, allowing your heart to guide you. Perfect and right is wisdom and understanding, being open to guidance from within and without. Perfect and right is orders. There are no mistakes. There is something to learn from every instance. And perfect and right is courage. It is the ability to stand up and look the world in the eye and say, I don't like this one bit, but here I am and there you are, so let's get to it. Because I am a holy spiritual being and all is perfect and right in my world. I can do this. I am ready. I'm thirsty anyway, so bring on the rain. What else do you have to say? Next week, Reverend James is back, and he's going to say and tell us all, you are enough. I'm doing the meditation, and William Menenfield will be here singing, so it's going to be a lovely, lovely service, I'm sure. Now, if you are wanting prayer, excuse me, if you're wanting to prayer, to celebrate something, or to have someone work with you, if you're, I'm sorry, let me start over. If you are wanting prayer, either to celebrate something or if you're having a challenge, then the chaplains wearing the white stoles will be out in the courtyard, and they were happy to spend some time with you. And of course, we love to welcome our newcomers. And so if you are online, you can go to our website and click and fill out the newcomer card. And if you are here in person, we will give you a card, and you can fill it out and take it to the welcome table. Do we have anybody who's new here today, not been with us for before? Ah, okay, we're all family. And as Reverend James always says, if you're different today than you were yesterday, you're a new person. So thank you all for coming. And so now we have the opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center. And if you're online, you can text SLC Love 44321, or you can go to our website and click on the donate button. And of course, you can always mail in an offering should you want to do that. And of course, for those of you here in the sanctuary to support Spiritual Life, oh, I'm sorry, I need to go back. If you're online, please click like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever else your app might ask you to do, so that we can keep this message going out and out farther into the world, because right now the world needs as much positive energy as it can get. And so now, those of you here in the sanctuary, let us say our offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Sit, sit, sit with it. Sit, sit, sit with it. If I've got a problem, sit with it. Not sure where I'm going, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. I don't run around in circles, getting myself so stressed. Things seem to work out better when I focus on how I'm blessed. Making a decision, sit with it. Trying to choose the right way, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. Hey, I don't have to force the issue when I relax and quiet my mind. It all comes together in its own sweet time. I don't have to struggle, sit with it. Oh, it will be revealed, sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. Hey, bada bada, bada bada. bar stool or a hammock or just sit anywhere. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit. Oh, I don't have to struggle. Sit with it. Oh, it will be revealed. Sit with it. Trust and know the answer will flow if I sit with it. Oh, I'm gonna trust and know the answer will flow. Sit with it. I'm gonna sit with it. Oh, sit with it. Oh, 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 yeah. Sit with it.
You're just adorable. Thank you, music team. You rock every week, but you super rocked today.
Super rocked.
So let us give thanks for the offerings that come in to support Spiritual Life Center, because we know that as you give, you receive, and as you receive, you are also giving in many different ways. It is a circle of light and love and peace and joy, and it keeps this message, this teaching going, and it is one of the most important things that we can be doing in this world right now, is send out that positive message of the highest vibration of the white light that goes in all directions and helps support those who are in emotional and need, because even if they don't know it, it's still coming their way. And we also bless the people who have asked for prayer and put prayers in the prayer box, because we know that even before you ask, the answer is there. And by asking, you are opening up to that answer, to that solution. And then when we send these to Unity, Silent Unity for another 30 days, it is just a solidification of that request, of that understanding, that knowing that when you open up to the answer, it is right here, right now. And we say, thank you, God. And let's say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me.
I wish you a beautiful week. May the joys of the world go with you. Stay tuned for the Postlude.
Thank